Hey everybody, my name's Chris and I got a good one for you today. Check it out. After weeks of prototyping, well, these are the final results and I can't wait to tell you how this all goes together. And finally landed on this design right here. More about this in a second, but I will tell you that I'm doing a giveaway in this video, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom just came out this week, and it has inspired me to do something like this. Now, if you want to win one of these, a wall mount and a controller mount for your Switch, stay tuned, more details on that. Let's dive into this video build. And also, during me unboxing this special edition Switch, I'm going to tell you a story that happened to me when I was 7 years old about this game that pretty much made me a fan for life. Check it out. So at 7 years old, my dad bought me The Legend of Zelda for the NES, and I was hooked. I didn't know what to do. I just ran around this open world after gathering the wooden sword. It just was pretty profound. You could kind of go anywhere, do anything. But then some of my neighbors, friends of mine, a family of 9 boys and 4 girls, about 10 of them were over at the house that day, and Big Chris, who was one of their brothers, sat down to The Legend of Zelda and he beat the game in one sitting. We had never seen anything like it, nor did his brothers know he could even do this. He went through, gathered the wooden sword, got enough of the rupees from It's a Secret to Everybody places, got the blue ring, of course you want to half the damage you take, and went through and defeated Ganon within a matter of a couple to 3 hours, and it was fairly incredible, and we were all starstruck at his accomplishment. All that being said, I knew that this open world puzzle / adventure game was going to be something I was going to be, well, a big fan of. So that being said, I have played and completed most every Zelda release, at least the ones on the main consoles, ever since. And life gets in the way sometimes, but let's go back to when I was 12 years old. This is The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. The dichotomy of the light and the dark world in this game, if you know, you know, was one of those things that was pretty profound at the time. And it was a really big accomplishment for me at 12 years old to go through this game without a strategy guide. I ended up having to go back and reference a guide to get some of the odds and ends, but it was a really great thing to go through. And it has a fond place in my heart, even to this day. And of course, you saw Link here fight Ganon, the large pig man monster who is the main antagonist in all of Link's adventures, at least for the most part. Now we bring ourselves to 1998. I am 17, maybe 18 years old at this point, depending on when the release was. And this game, well, it puts you in a 3-dimensional environment for the first time. Link actually in 3 dimensions was actually pretty nice. And then the environments were crazy, especially near the end. Spoiler alert, you gotta climb a massive stairwell to get up to, well, not Ganon at this point. His name is Ganondorf, if that's any foreshadowing. Pretty cool battle in the top of this tower. You can see here, you're just deflecting balls of light, using different weapons in 3 dimensions. It was such a cool experience. And then, oh, you met with a massive surprise. Once this tower came crumbling down, you think, is Ganon gonna make an appearance? Well, check it out. So Ganon has always been pretty ominous, even in those 2-dimensional games, but this, with the 3 dimensions brought to you by the N64, this was pretty incredible to witness for the first time. So let's fast forward to 2017, where this is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, the largest open sandbox of an adventure he has ever gone through, and Link had his hands full with this game. This is one of those things where in my life, at this point, life was going full steam ahead. Career was bustling, kids were being born, everything was just kind of busy as all get out, and I tried at least for my sanity to play 1 video game a year, and this was the one I chose in 2017, and man, I was so glad I did. Look at the iteration of Ganon on this one. Holy mackerel, what an adventure. Which brings us to today. It's May of 2023, and the successor to this game, Tears of the Kingdom, is out, and that's what I used as the inspiration to make this Nintendo Switch wall mount. So since purchasing this laser, I have always wanted to make something like this, either to hold a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox, but here I'm going to go ahead and make a Switch mount first to give this a go, see how this is going to work. This is like 2 weeks worth of prototyping that you're seeing me go through here. And essentially, it goes together with some simple box joints, but everything goes together so nicely. Of course, you're going to want to establish this with glue. You can use little dabs of wood glue, or you can see me basically flooding in the bottom portions of these box joints with CA glue, activating that to give me a nice hold. Again, it's not going to hold a ton of weight, but I do want to tack the corners in place and keep everything nice and snug. You don't want this thing falling off the wall. So if you have a limited edition Switch dock like this, of course you want to keep the front open, but I'm also going to show you here the access to power cables and the access to your 2 USB for charging controllers and whatnot. But I thought, you know, it needs a little more to it. So I've designed a piece of art using basically images from the game. A lot of these, I actually took photos of the limited edition Switch dock and its back and imported these into Lightburn and made the SVGs myself. And of course, I can't sell the likeness of this game to you, but what I have done, all the artwork I used in this project, I'm offering as a free digital file on my website. Go down there and check it out. So with the decorative faceplate tacked in place with some CA glue, this is turning out pretty darn sweet. And the aesthetic of it is just so cool. This game, I haven't necessarily at this point played it yet when I'm building this, but I have now, and I gotta tell you, it's an experience. So if you are in the realm of playing maybe 1 or 2 games a year in your life, or if you have kids that do this, this is definitely a blockbuster hit, so go check it out. So it did look good, and of course I thought it needed a little bit more oomph to it, so some 3-dimension. So we cut out the word Zelda and of course the title and just kind of put that right in the middle of it where the etched image was, and that is looking awesome. Also, I did some experimenting with some raster passes and making, you know, some different other logos here. And this, well, I didn't use this one, and maybe this is going to be the one in the giveaway. Stay tuned to the end of the video to find out. So of course, if you're going to make a game system mount and kind of give it some aesthetic, you've got to make something to hold the controllers, right? And that was the idea here. This was my favorite part of this entire build. How this came together, the adaptation of prototyping, this is a really fun thing to do, and it's kind of a sweet spot. And what I think in digital fabrication is when you do trial and error and things don't quite fit, but then they do, and then things work out better. It's such a cool experience. Honestly, that's a whole different topic, but sometimes digital fabrication gives you the same satisfaction as building, say, like a piece of fine furniture. I've done both, and they have the exact same, maybe the exact same, you know, dopamine in the brain gets released when things go well. But anyway, I digress. Let's go ahead and install it here at the house. So I love my wife, and hey, there she is. But she was like, "You're gonna put this in the shop, right?" I said, "No, this is going in the house." She's like, "Where's it gonna go? It doesn't match anything aesthetically in our house." I said, "That's okay. It can go behind the television." So I know it's there. When I go to it and see it, it's cool. But when the TV is tucked in place, guess what? You don't notice it at all. So kind of a win-win situation here. We've got wedding photos right next to it, but when the TV's back, you don't see it. And that is the coolest thing, at least in her mind's eye and in mine too. So hey, win-win. So because these are such lightweight and they're not going to be holding that much, drywall anchors are perfect for this. You could try to find studs, but sometimes the studs aren't exactly where you need them to be to keep this with the aesthetic or where you want to put it. So I will say this, these kits are available on my website, the controller holder and the switch holder. And of course, hardware is included. Everything you need comes in the pack, so you're not having to run around and look for hardware. Just wanted to throw that out there. So I'm going to give you a look here at the cable situation. Of course, the Switch has cables that attach inside and come out this hole, and that hole is perfectly placed along this slot that is made. You can see here, the cables slide down nicely, and the other slot is open as well for USB storage to have those things protrude out and charge your controllers. Now, these little 1-foot USB cables are awesome. You can find them on Amazon. And then of course, there's little hooks underneath to hang the Joy-Cons there as well. It's just really all coming together. One more benefit to putting your game system up high is if you have toddlers running around or kids that shouldn't be putting their grubby hands on things like this, get it up out of the way and you won't have to worry about it. So, you know, of course, I think this is so cool. I am offering this kit online. It's on the website live right now. Go to the description and check it out. And of course, the artwork that I designed or kind of reimagined is available for free. Like I said, basically all you do is just take the artwork and drag and drop it into this file here, and anyone with a laser can etch it and engrave it, and it'll look just like the one here that I have on the wall. But here's the plain Jane version, and I want to show you something really cool, is that each order comes with this. It's a laser cut mounting template with little notches that are exactly spaced, so you can mount the controller mount and the actual console mount on the wall. All you got to do, find out where you want to put it, put your mount up there. Of course, it's always recommended to put a level on this thing, but this is included in both hardware kits no matter what. That way, I don't know, just figured I'd make it easier for you guys. So if these have piqued your interest, which I hope they would, these products are live on my website as we speak. Go down to the description or go to aglimpseinside.org. And also, if you have your own laser, digital files are available so you can recreate this with ease at home as well. Okay guys, so if you've made it this far, let's talk about the giveaway for a second. I'm giving away 2 of these dual controller mounts, and yes, they are themed in the Zelda theme. Again, I can't sell this, so I'm giving the artwork away as a digital file, like I said, and I'm giving this away, plus 2 of these. All right, this one and this one. This was a one-off. I just kind of experimented with it. This is more in the traditional, what's available on the file down below. So, how do you enter? Well, you comment on this video telling me what is your favorite Zelda game and why. That's it. For me, Breath of the Wild 2017, career was going kind of nuts. Kids were being born. Like I said, my son was born in 17. My daughter was born in 16. So a lot of responsibility for these young kids. If you guys know the whole story, you know, like of me going full time, we're dealing with all of those different changes in our lives, and that gave me some respite and some kind of escape for a little bit. So that's why that game means so much to me. Anyway, I digress. Like I said, I'm moving forward here. I'm going to tell you one more thing before I go. Right now on my website, there's, well, basically 25% off, no coupon needed, for our clamp holders. Yes, I think anytime is a good time to get organized, and we are doing a pretty aggressive sale right now from Thursday to Sunday. I'll put the dates down below. So if you are a Glimpse Insider, if you've already signed up for my newsletter, you probably already know about this. But I will tell you this, if you haven't been to the site, I suggest you go, because all new customers are going to basically sign up for the newsletter. You get 10% off your whole order. We're really trying to build a community over there of what I call Glimpse Insiders, and people who want to make their shops a little bit more organized but don't necessarily want to spend the time to do it because they want to go make their craft themselves, whatever that might be. I'm your guy for that. So thank you for checking this video out. I really appreciate it, guys, and I'll see you on that next one. And again, check below for all the specials, and I'm so excited to be doing a line of video game accessories. I feel like a kid in a candy store. I mean, come on, really? 42 years old, and I'm getting giddy about this. I guess it's just my generation, right? All right, y'all. See you next time, and enjoy. Bye.